Sticks and Lively. Also, you want to head into your shelter. Creechville is very close to the circulation. You're probably seeing very low clouds if you're watching us from Creechville. And also, kids, if you're watching and you get a little anxious over these storms, I would just say, if you take your tornado precautions, we'll be fine. Right now, this is just a radar indicated tornado warning. So that means that we don't have any visual confirmation that there's anything on the ground. Of course, we're going to be watching that very carefully because if the spotter in the field sees something like that, and then we'd be able to give you a little better feeling for the severity of the storm. But right now it's severe enough that it has prompted a tornado warning, and we need to be in our shelters in Lively and Sticks and Rosser. And why would I say Lively and Sticks are over here to the east of the storm circulation, and it's sort of moving to the north, but it could easily start moving back to the northeast just a little bit. Grays Prairie, if you live in Grays Prairie and you're watching from Grays Prairie right now, I would start to think about where you're going to go if this tornado warning is extended farther to the north. Alsdorf, you're outside of the box. We always say respect the polygon. Anywhere inside that polygon, you need to be headed toward your shelter. Tolosa, Kemp, also outside of that shelter. At any rate, if you're a little storm anxious, we're going to walk you through this. We'll get you through it. We're going to all be okay. Again, we don't have any tornado on the ground, so there is no imminent danger with the storm. But again, at any second, we could see it strengthen and spin up a tornado. So that's why there is the tornado warning with it. Again, it goes for Ellis, Henderson, and Kaufman County. If you're wondering where to take shelter, best place to go is if you have some sort of storm shelter, storm cellar, you would want to go into those right now. If you have the outside shelter, you'd want to go there, but also take along your phone, your mobile phone, and turn on the CBS19 mobile app. And then there you'll be able to watch us, and you'll also be able to stream along. We are streaming on our Facebook page. We're also streaming on our YouTube channel here this afternoon. So again, right now, the only tornado warning we have currently in Ellis, Henderson, and Kaufman County. And it's not all of Henderson County. Again, Gun Barrel City is over here outside of the warned area. It's just a small portion of Henderson County, southwestern corner of Van Zant County, eastern part of Ellis County. Sarah, let's widen this out to give us a perspective of what we're looking at here. Maybe flip back over to reflectivity and give the folks sort of a sense of the storms here. From Mineola to Sulphur Springs, back through Emory, Canton, and then all the way back to Corsicana. Could you see all that lightning with those storms? There is a lot of lightning being produced by these storms. That tells us a couple of things. One, they're strong. Two, they're reaching pretty high in the sky, and there are a lot of ice crystals aloft inside those storms. And then three, they're producing a lot of rainfall. And so that may be an issue on top of the severe winds or hail with these storms that would be possible. It's going to be flash flooding. So if you were headed and wanted to make a trip here this afternoon from Tyler out toward Dallas along Interstate 20, you would run into a lot of rainfall, again, because all of this is going to train over the same area. It's just going to work its way from the southwest to the northeast over these same areas. And so we're not talking about a quarter of an inch of rain or a half inch of rain. We're talking about inches of rain falling, and the rainfall rates could easily exceed an inch an hour. So that causes some quick ponding on the roadways. And of course, when your tires hit that ponding or that water, sometimes you can lose traction and then lose control of your vehicle. So you want to take it a little bit slower. If I was headed to Dallas this evening, I would give this about 3 hours for all of this to work its way from the southwest to the northeast. Things will improve here by this evening. We currently have a tornado watch that's in effect until 6 o'clock tonight. It does include Henderson County, it does include Smith County, Wood and Upshur County are included in that, and then you also have Gregg County, and even Rusk and Cherokee County and Anderson County are included in the watch. But for the time being, those cells are tracking here from the southwest back to the northeast. So Jefferson, Longview, Henderson, Jacksonville, Palestine, even Athens and Tyler are not in imminent danger of any of these thunderstorms moving over those areas. And this is the only warning we have across the entire area this afternoon, is that tornado warning. And I think it's really predicated upon the fact that we had this warned all the way back to Waco with a confirmed tornado in it. So the rotation is there. It supports the possibility. But again, we've had it confirmed tornadoes in Waco as it moved west of Corsicana. We had some spotters in the field see it, record it, take pictures of it. And then as it moved across Interstate 45, it had a little bit of weakening. For a moment, the Weather Service decided to let that warning expire, and then the circulation ticked back up just enough, just a little bit, to where they reissued that tornado warning. It's a pretty compact tornado warning right now across the area. I'm going to throw it over to Sarah Blue. Sarah, have you seen anything from the chat? Anything that you want to update for us?
Hey, Brett, thank you. Well, we did have a confirmed tornado from a spotter. This is, we're seeing debris north of Frost. That's where the report is coming in. We've received significant reports of damage northwest of County Road 3091. That's again from an emergency management official out in Navarro County. So that is out in Navarro, but we are still seeing that storm system move up to the northeast there. I'm going to loop it real fast. That way you can see the direction that it's moving. It's moving at about 25 miles per hour based off of our last check of things. And again, remember, we still have that tornado warning in place. You can see everywhere on the box. You want to make sure that if you are in that box, that you are staying safe. So that includes Peeltown, Rosier. That does not include Gun Barrel City or Kemp. So if you're out there, you do not need to be in your safe place. But if you're in Lively, out in Rosie, Creeksville, you're just on the edge of that warning box. Make sure that you are going to your safe place. And if you want to go to your safe place, remember the best place to be is if you are going to the lowest level of the building, and you want to be in the most interior room possible. That is what is going to keep you the safest. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our storm relative velocity. It looks like the rotation there isn't quite as defined as it was before, but still there is a chance that there's that rotation that we're seeing. I'm going to toss things back to our chief meteorologist, Britt Anthony, for an update on what we're seeing. All
right, thanks, Sarah. Let's take a look at the graphic. We can do. Let's track this circulation in that brightest area there, right on the corner of all three counties. I believe it's moving to the northeast, roughly at about 45 miles an hour. Maybe let's go down here from the Peeltown area and here and track it from that part of the circulation. We'll come off of that. The Titan indicator there is telling us that there is some hail also within that storm, but really where we want to track that is going to be from that corner and that brightest circulation up to the northeast, crossing over Interstate 20 all the way up through Wills Point. So you can imagine if this storm could hold together with its current circulation, it would make it up to Gray's Prairie at about 2:54, so that's only in about 10 minutes. So if you live in Gray's Prairie, even though you're outside of the polygon, I'd still head to my shelter, take my mobile phone with me, turn on the CBS19 app or the Facebook page and track that with us. On down the line here toward Hiram and Wills Point, that's going to be in about an hour from now. We will see if this storm can maintain its intensity as it moved out of those areas. Sarah, let's go ahead and take a look at our debris tracker and see. I saw reports on the chat room from the National Weather Service of some debris, but it doesn't look like there's anything in the area right now. There might be a little bit of something still lofted in the air back toward Rice and Ennis where the tornado was earlier, but certainly it looks like this is just going to be rain within that storm itself. So that's certainly good news. So it's not producing anything that we can see in terms of tree limbs or building materials or anything of that nature. So it doesn't look like there's any debris with it. Let's go back to our storm relative velocity. What we're doing with storm relative velocity is we're taking the motion of the storm out, meaning if it's moving at 45 miles an hour to the northeast, we're taking that component out and we're just looking inside the storm. So what the radar is doing in that bright green area is it's essentially sampling the precipitation particles that are coming toward the Fort Worth radar, and in the red, that's going to be the precipitation that's going away, and then of course we translate that into wind. So really we're picking up on precipitation or anything that the radar beam can bounce off of, but then we convert that into a wind speed and we can figure out the rotation that we're seeing across that area. And right now it looks like it's weakened. This is our Titan indicator, which would tell us that yes, it's rotating, but no, we're not seeing anything that might be, it's actually in this yellow would be just sort of a medium strength, so it's not too bad right now. But again, that tornado warning will continue till 3:15, so that's about another half hour. So we'll stay on, and in the meantime, what we can do is kind of give over the big overall picture here from our radar, and you'll see that Tyler even though there's green there, it's likely just a lot of feedback coming in from the radar, but we're not picking up, I don't think, anything in the way of rainfall. It does look like it's cloudy outside. In fact, if we can we take the shot from the Tyler camera, just give folks kind of a look at what we're looking at out to the northwest. This is going to be looking over the Broadway Square Mall, back over Broadway, looking north over to the northwest of downtown Tyler. And you can see, yeah, it looks pretty gray. There are storms off in the distance, but no rain right now coming down in our area. So that's certainly good news. There is a lot of lightning out there to the northwest and a lot of thunder and very heavy rainfall from Alma to Kaufman to Edgewood over toward Canton at this time. And Sarah, let me know what's happening.
Well, yeah, so we just got an update that they are canceling the tornado warning for Ellis, Texas, Henderson, Texas, and for Kaufman. So that just got canceled for our area. I wanted to let you know. I'm sure that Brett is going and looking at our radar right now, but that did just get canceled. So it appears that there is not a plan to extend it at the moment. I'm going to switch back over to our storm relative velocity. We're not seeing any organized rotation in here. Again, this did have a confirmed tornado attached to that cell, but they have decided to go ahead and cancel that warning there. But otherwise, we are still tracking that storm system moving up to the northeast pretty quickly.
So that's pretty good news. So it looks like it's weakened to the point where they're just they allowed it to expire. So about a half hour early. So yeah, that's what we want to see for sure when something like that comes along. All right, so let's widen things out and give everybody sort of this overview perspective, and then we'll go back to regular programming here in just a second. Of course, we'll continue to monitor the storms, and if we have to, we would break back into programming and give you an update. But for now, the tornado warning that was in effect for that small portion of Ellis County, Van Zandt, and Henderson County has been canceled early in terms of not allowing it to go all the way until 3:15. But if we put this into motion, you'll just see the general movement right now. At some point tonight, this does have a chance for just a little bit of an eastward advancement. We may not get out of the woods entirely in Tyler and Longview without some rain. I'd say farther to the southeast, Jacksonville, Nacogdoches, the center, there is a much less chance of rainfall. Wait till Sunday. If you tune in tonight on CBS 19 News at 5, I'm going to show you a future skycast, and the amounts of rain that we will see Sunday into Monday, it's almost just eye-popping. It is really jarring, but we'll share that with you coming up tonight on CBS 19 News at 5. For now, for meteorologist Sarah Blue, I'm CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony. Thanks for watching our special coverage of the tornado warnings that were in part in places in Van Zandt, Henderson, and Ellis County. We now send you back to regular programming.